far beyond the reaches of our solar system, farther than any human technology has ever physically traveled. Voyager 2 now silently glides through the vast and empty expanse of interstellar space. Recently, it transmitted something back, not just another routine signal or a stream of scientific data, but an image. A final image. What that image revealed, however, was not expected. It showed something so structured, so geometrically perfect, and so startlingly out of place amid the randomness of the cosmos that it sent ripples of shock throughout the scientific community. This anomaly appeared intelligent in its design, geometric, intentional, and disturbingly deliberate. It was not captured by accident, but by a spacecraft powered by plutonium and still operating under commands sent from Earth decades ago. The question arises, how could such an aging probe, predating even the modern internet, now become the bearer of a message that may not be natural at all? Was Voyager 2 being followed? Had it ventured into a part of space where the laws of physics no longer behave as we understand them? Or had it encountered something never meant to be witnessed? This does not appear to be a coincidence. It seems more like a message, one written in mathematics, encoded in light, and embedded in the closing frames of Voyager 2's transmission. And for those who believe the universe is empty, this moment serves as a profound challenge to that assumption. When Voyager 2 was launched in 1977, it carried with it one of humanity's most hopeful artifacts, a golden record filled with greetings, music, and natural sounds from Earth, a time capsule meant for any potential extraterrestrial discoverer. That was the message we intended to send, or so we thought. Nearly 50 years later, the signal it has returned with is far more chilling. The image retrieved during Voyager's final data burst should have been impossible to obtain, not with its aging cameras, not at such an extreme distance from Earth. Yet, when the data was processed using a quantum artificial intelligence system engineered to identify patterns invisible to the human eye, structure emerged. It was not a star, nor a planet, nor interstellar dust or plasma. It was a lattice, symmetrical, precise, and persistent across multiple frames. This type of order defies randomness. It suggests purpose. Even more unsettling, the object's relative position to the spacecraft remained fixed, as though it were either orbiting Voyager or tracking it. NASA's scientists quickly dismissed the possibility of a hardware malfunction. The anomaly was not confined to a single instrument or camera. It appeared across multiple devices, in various wavelengths and at different time intervals. When mapped, the structure revealed repeating Fibonacci ratios and prime number spacing so mathematically profound that one physicist described it as the universe winking at us with code. Structures like this do not naturally exist in deep space, and certainly not ones that appear to adapt. Yet Voyager's instruments recorded changes in the anomaly whenever it was actively scanned, as though the object was responding to observation. This behavior resembles the observer effect known in quantum mechanics, but on a scale of kilometers, not subatomic particles. How can something so large react to being observed unless it possesses some form of awareness? And if it is aware, then it might not be a natural formation at all. It could be artificial or perhaps even alive. To comprehend what Voyager 2 may have encountered, we must confront an uncomfortable reality. The edge of our solar system is not just a boundary of particles and solar plasma. It is a transitional zone where the very fabric of space begins to alter. According to some quantum gravity theories, space-time beyond the heliopause may behave in ways we have never modeled. Imagine it as a kind of cosmic twilight zone where Einstein's laws start to blur and twist into the strange dialect of quantum mechanics. The structure Voyager captured fits no known model of interstellar matter. It emits no light, yet selectively absorbs specific frequencies. It casts no shadow, yet it disturbs local magnetic fields. Some theorists speculate it may not even belong to our dimension at all. Rather, it could be a projection and intersection between a higher dimensional object and our three-dimensional space. In simple terms, it might be the shadow of something from another universe Despite being launched with technology no more advanced than a modern calculator, Voyager might have stumbled upon something extraordinary. The real revelation, however, came when the quantum AI further analyzed the transmission and uncovered deeply embedded sequences, prime numbers, Fibonacci spirals, and geometric symmetries. These patterns mirrored the exact mathematical language etched onto the Voyager golden record, our original attempt to define universal math for any intelligent beings who might one day find it. But the most alarming aspect wasn't the similarity, it was the mirroring. It was as though something out there had not only received our message, but understood it and responded in kind, using the same mathematical language. The eerie part: this message was detectable only by an artificial intelligence system that did not exist at the time of Voyager's launch, not 10 years ago, not 5 years ago, only now. As if something had waited for us to become intelligent enough to finally hear it. Public statements offered by official channels referred only to unusual data artifacts, but behind the closed doors of NASA and other agencies, something very different was unfolding. Leaked internal communications revealed that senior scientists had been instructed not to speak to the media about the image or the mirrored mathematical patterns it contained. Soon after, Voyager's data streams were rerouted, funneled directly into private quantum computing labs, and encrypted. Why? Because the implications weren't just scientifically disruptive, they were geopolitically and philosophically destabilizing. One anonymous systems engineer described the internal climate as eerily similar to a Cold War alert, though this time, the fear wasn't of destruction, but of contact. If the image was truly a response, it meant the long-standing experiment was over. We had sent a signal, and something had finally answered. And now, there was no way to take it back. As the news began to spread through informal channels, the scientific community found itself divided. Traditional astronomers and astrophysicists argued the anomaly could be explained through previously unknown formations of interstellar matter or by gravitational lensing effects. However, experts in quantum field theory and theoretical physics were not so easily convinced. Several academic papers briefly appeared on preprint platforms only to be deleted within hours that proposed the data-matched models of artificially manipulated quantum fields. In simple terms, the data suggested influence by intelligence, not nature. These theorists posited that Voyager had entered a region of space where information itself could be shaped, redirected, and even visually encoded. One physicist described the resulting image as a glyph, something that lies between a symbol and a command. Then came the most unsettling theory yet. What if this wasn't just a response? What if it was an invitation? Even as its instruments aged beyond their expected lifespan, Voyager's magnetometers began to detect magnetic field fluctuations near the object. These pulses occurred in regular, timed intervals, not as random interference. They appeared like a beacon or a heartbeat. These signals could not be traced to solar activity or galactic events. Even more disturbingly, the timing of each pulse matched a Fibonacci sequence mirroring the same patterns seen in the structure's visual geometry. For decades, humanity has searched for signs of alien intelligence in the form of radio waves and atmospheric anomalies on distant planets. But what Voyager may have found goes far beyond that. It could be evidence of a civilization or a force that shapes its surroundings, not through tools or signals, but through patterns designed to be recognized only by those intelligent enough to see them. And now, we have as further analysis progressed, an unsettling thought began to take shape, not in peer-reviewed journals, but in confidential meetings among physicists, AI experts, and signal analysts. What if Voyager didn't capture an object at all? What if it recorded a reflection not in a metaphorical sense, but a literal one? A dynamic, conscious distortion in space itself, as though a cosmic mirror had turned toward us the moment we peered too deeply. Some have proposed that Voyager didn't merely observe something new, it triggered something old, a dormant surveillance system. A sentient mechanism lying in wait, invisible until one of our machines crossed a threshold it was never supposed to reach. Not a greeting, not a threat, just an acknowledgement. And now, with Voyager continuing its silent drift through space, it leaves behind an image that defies logic, a signal that may change our understanding of the universe forever. For almost 50 years, Voyager 2 has carried humanity's dreams, songs, and symbols into the cosmos, a hopeful plea sent by a species still too young to understand what it was truly asking. We inscribed our music, our mathematics, and our heartbeat onto a disk of gold and launched it into the unknown, believing that maybe, one day, someone would find it. But in our hearts, we never truly expected a reply until now, the final image from Voyager 2 is not just a photograph. It is a fracture in our perception, a geometric echo of our own logic, returned to us in a form too precise, too intentional to be coincidence. It is not a star, it is not a planet, it is not a comet, or gas or dust.